How good the haircuts feel. I mean, you can't feel your hair, but every time you get them cut, you feel good. What's up guys, Chris here from Bogus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. If you're an old moldy hat like I'm not wearing, welcome back. Today's video, we've got something a little bit different, but something very important. We're going to recap the 3 years I've spent on YouTube covering gold prospecting and some of the hard-earned lessons that I've got doing this job. YouTube has been such an amazing platform for not only me, but millions of people around the world. It's the first time in human history that people like you and me can have a one-on-one conversation anywhere in the world for as long as we want about any subject. Nothing in human history comes close. Not newspapers, not TV, not even radio. Podcasts, YouTube, Twitch, all these things have opened up a huge world. And the thing that it's taught me is that there is such a depth of human interaction that we haven't even begun to explore. Now, I didn't start a YouTube channel to be a YouTuber. In fact, the more you talk to YouTubers who do this full time, like myself, who have a large subscriber count and get tens of thousands, if not millions of views every single week, you start to discover that usually these people were driven by other things and just ended up here. Now, whether or not you're intending to be a YouTuber or be a content creator on this platform, or you just want to interact with it for viewing and reading purposes, this video is aimed to give you a better understanding about what goes on behind the scenes. I've had multiple YouTube accounts, including ones on archery, hiking, geocaching, and a few other things besides. My gold prospecting channel really took off simply because I was sharing stories about myself and my battle with post-traumatic stress disorder. Which brings us neatly to point one. You have to be doing YouTube for the right reasons. As I said earlier, most of the people that I know that do this professionally always started out as another reason for doing YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to aim to be a YouTuber, to have this as a career. There's not. But most of the people that you talk to who have reached that level of success that you want to reach got here because they were sharing a part of themselves. For me, I've always had a video camera in my hand. I've always produced little clips and things that I wanted to share. And especially when you go out into the wilderness and you see these amazing things like waterfalls and eagles and you find gold, and you're out metal detecting and you find relics and stuff, and you want to share them with your friends and family. And that's what social media is about, right? So YouTube was a super convenient place for me, who was already making videos and not really being able to show anyone, to take them and put them somewhere public that I could share with my friends and family. But it wasn't until that I started sharing stories about my battle with post-traumatic stress disorder, where I was being open and honest about a subject that was quite taboo in our culture, it still is, that people latched onto it and could relate to it. I find so many people find gold prospecting as a way of getting out of their bad headspaces, seem to gravitate towards things that are very therapeutic and repetitive, including gold panning. So by sharing them, my videos started getting more shares and it became relatable, and one thing led to another, and now we're here. My goal was never ever to be a YouTuber. It didn't even cross my mind that this was a possibility of becoming a career path. So I suggest doing it for the right reasons. Make sure that when you go out there and you start filming and you want to share these things, have a purpose for doing it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a YouTuber, but having an ambitious goal, having an idea that drives you, will massively help your cause. You can have all the eye candy videos in the world, but if it's not relatable, then people aren't going to like it, people won't stay interested. And on that note, it doesn't matter really so much about the video quality, as long as you nail a couple of other things. Which brings me to my next point, point two. Point two is this: You don't need the best equipment. Right now I'm filming on a mirrorless camera and it's got a professional microphone and it's very pretty and it's very fancy, and it costs quite a bit of money to get, but 80% of my videos are filmed on a mobile phone. And most people nowadays will have a smartphone that will get you out and about doing this sort of stuff. Equipment never ever makes the story. The story is going to come from you and your ideas, just like what we talked about in point one. Whatever your concept is, your idea of what you want to share, whether it's gold prospecting or hiking or skydiving or something like that. It could be as niche as playing with Lego, and people will watch it if there's a driven story behind it. The camera that you film it with comes secondary. I mean, eventually, as your channel grows and you want to get bigger, upgrading your equipment is very important because that will bring the next level of quality to it. But at the start, man, mobile phone, that's all you need, as long as your audio is clear. Because I cop hell for audio issues all the time. And just think about it, how many videos do you watch that might be in 420p that have great audio, as versus videos that are in 1080 that have terrible audio? I'm more likely to turn the second one off than I am to continue watching it. I'd much rather watch potato quality video footage with nice clear sound so I can hear what's going on. Point 3 is a sticky one. Let's see if we can unstick it. Point 3 is simply this. Don't go out asking for people to shout you out in your channel, and don't ask for people to promote your stuff, and don't spam on other social media. It drives people away from you. It's the number one thing that will kill your channel before it even starts. People who want to work with you will work with you because they enjoy your content. So the most important thing you can do is work on getting as good as you can at getting your stories out there. So that includes producing the narrative in your story. It means that you have a personality. It's not just generic things that have been stolen off many other people, like I see a lot of YouTubers who are just starting out do. Your video quality and audio quality will come up, and eventually what will happen is people will start sharing your stuff, and when they share your stuff, it's going to spread like wildfire, and eventually the people that you want to actually collaborate with will be available for collaborations, especially if they like your stuff. That's how I ended up collaborating with people like Pioneer Paulie. I found Pioneer Paulie's channel when he had 256 subs, and I loved his videos. They are so good, they're super entertaining, and they're really enjoyable to watch. So I got in contact with him at that time. And my channel at that time was bigger than his, so he was happy to have me come on as a shout out. But this favor has been returned. It always goes full circle. Paulie, his channel's exploded, and he's producing some of the best gold prospecting content on YouTube right now. And I've had the pleasure of spending time with him, and he's helped my channel grow on the back end, as well as helping me out with camera work and stuff while I was over in BC. These collaborations took years to come about, but they came about because we kept putting the content we wanted to create out there, and it resonated with the people that we wanted to connect with. Sending direct messages, Facebook messages, emails, asking for collaborations is a surefire way to drive someone like myself and Paulie away from you. Creating quality content and getting your fans and whatnot to share those videos is a way of getting our attention, because suddenly we see an up-and-comer who's putting in massive amounts of work, just like we are, who we want to work with. Spamming Facebook pages and Instagram feeds and whatnot is a really bad idea when it comes to promoting the videos that you're creating. It annoys the hell out of people, and it will drive people away from even clicking on your links, simply because there's about 65 million other people trying to get noticed out there. The best way you can rectify this is just share part of your story. Put up an engaging photo from the day that you had out on the creek, and give a good description about what went on out there so people can relate to you and what was going on at the time. And leave a video link in the description or leave it in the comments. And if people want to click on it, they can. But what you've done first and foremost is given something to your fans and potential followers, because you always want to be giving something to these people and not expecting to take it from them. Now, it doesn't mean you should never ask for shoutouts. The best way to go about it is find channels of a similar size to yours and start talking to them about doing collaborations. And what you will get, especially if you're a small channel, is a bit of an inside look into how someone else works. And by learning how someone else works, it will give you more skills and techniques to get out there and make your videos better. Now, the last one that I want to share with you guys is all about clickbait. YouTube is a fickle thing. You need a level of clickbait in your title because the algorithm that YouTube uses will push those titles out to more people and your content will get found. But you don't want to lie. And so it's walking a very, very tight tightrope about figuring out how far you can push your title and your thumbnail to what's actually within the video. Now, I always do things relatively. If I say I found a huge gold nugget, just like this one, which is only a gram, but it's really big for my area, and I always try and put that in context. Yes, you can go to the Golden Triangle here in Australia and pick up a 2 or 3 kilo nugget. No worries at all, they exist out here. But here, that is next to impossible. The geology is wrong. And I explain that in my videos. So even though I say I found a huge gold nugget, in that video I'm explaining that this is a massive piece of gold for my area. It is gigantic. And I'm also very aware that there's much bigger gold out there in the world. I've seen several YouTube prospectors go as far as creating fake gold nuggets by spray painting rocks and putting them out in streams to find just to get views. And it's really hard for content creators like myself and Paulie who go out there and legitimately find half an ounce or ounce pieces doing very hard work and research to compete with a guy who's making massive clickbait videos. Now, while there's nothing wrong with the entertainment value, hell, I mean, we all like watching Rambo and we know that's not real. There is a problem when it comes to the level of expectation that it creates for the rest of the community, and also it will create a level of distrust between you and the viewers that you want to engage. So by creating a clickbait title, what you're doing is you might gain views, but you'll gain shorter views and you'll gain a lot of hate within that community that you're actually trying to engage. So don't do clickbait. Like I said at the start, create your story, be real, show some personality, and you will do fine. And when it comes to your thumbnails, learning a little bit of photography is so important, and as well as videography. Hell, you're on YouTube producing videos, you need to learn how to use a camera. There are so many tutorials online, there are short TAFE courses that you can take, and there are plenty of Facebook community groups out there with people who have been doing this for a long time that will be able to help you out with your filming techniques and your photograph techniques. Once you learn these things, the quality of your channel will improve, and therefore your overall views and subscriber counts will improve as well. So that's about it. There's some fundamental guidelines that will help you produce better videos and help get your social media careers off to a really, really good start. Look at this as fun and a bit of an adventure, and you will not go wrong. So I hope you like this little bit of a different video. I know it's not on the normal track of what I do, but hopefully it gave you some insight into why I do the things that I do on my channel. And just to know that there's a lot that goes in behind the scenes of this. If you haven't already, please check out my website, vogusprospecting.com. There is a heap of awesome stuff on there, including a video gallery. We're getting a photo gallery put up there soon, and a forum that you can write messages to me and talk to each other in, as well as the ability to look at my social media without having to have a social media account. So if you've been missing out on my Facebook stuff, you can now view that without having to sign up for anything, including NordVPN, which seems to be sponsoring everyone recently. I got a couple of really cool videos coming out in the near future. I've got one where we pulled out some beautiful reef specimens, and I've got another one on Dad's Reef where we did a crush, so you can see a sample crush of some super rich gold ore. So make sure you hit that little bell so you don't miss out on any of those videos, and until next time, I will see you later.